Well, hello and welcome to Mills High School in Millbrae, California. We are here on this May 14th date. It is a beautiful day, and we are getting ready for some softball. We have the Mills Vikings taking on the San Mateo Bearcats. My name is Andy Pittman, and I'm here with my co-commentator, Justin Hui. Justin, we've got a great matchup today. What can you tell me about it?
It is, it's definitely a beautiful day for a game of softball, and it's a great matchup. There's two teams on top of the standings. San Mateo and Mills both won their last game, so it's this game is for a tie for first place. If Mills wins, they'll get a share of first place with San Mateo. So San Mateo, if they win this game, then I believe this is the last game of the season. Then they will win their division.
That's right, and besides being the last game of the season, it's also a very special day. It's senior day here at Mills High School, so we had a little ceremony honoring the seniors just a few moments ago, and we have an opportunity here to take a quick look back at some of the highlights from that ceremony, honoring those that are going to be leaving the school. So let's take a look.
Next senior, Natalie Cecchini. Say it again. You can never say it right. And then our other senior, 4 years here, right? Playing softball, Janelle Lee. And then we have we got one actually give this to your parents in their honor for being senior parents.
Janelle, you're so like
Symbolism. I want to have a red one. There you go.
And we're back here at Mills High School, getting ready for the beginning of today's game. You know, Justin, one of the things that I noticed about both of these teams, who have each had a very good year, very good season. We'll run through the standings in just a second, but they've had a lot of similarities in the games that they've played. Both teams have had close losses throughout the year, and when they've won, a lot of times they've won big, put up a lot of runs on the board, and they've gotten some great pitching as well. So you can expect to see, a lot of runs today, I'm guessing. And although their last meeting was a close one, if you recall. 3-1, a Mills victory. And so the Bearcats are out here looking for revenge today. So we'll see.
This coach is going to be in the way of the ID.
Leading off for the Bearcats today, we have Taylor Doy, sophomore from San Mateo, and she takes her first pitch. I think we might have. And that one's just a bit outside. So pitching today for the Vikings, number 5, Sara Cisneros. And she's had a good year on the pitching mound with a record of 8-7, ERA of 2.69, and pretty much the workhorse for the Vikings, putting in the bulk of the innings. Matter of fact, she's pitched 91 out of 104 innings for the Vikings this year.
She had a great game. Her last game, pitched a complete game, only gave up 1 run, picked up the win. So Mills is definitely counting on her to deliver a good game today.
Looking in now, Cisneros. And just a bit outside. So Taylor Doy on first base. First batter of the game. And already the Bearcats have a base runner. So now we have Nicole Chu, junior, for the Bearcats. She'll be at first base today. Excuse me. Check that. She'll be at shortstop. Sorry about that. Vikings are wearing their special senior day uniforms. It is the first and only time they'll be wearing the uniforms this year. And thinking about going was Doy, heading back to the base.
And Mills will definitely have to pay attention to her on the base pass. She leads San Mateo in stolen bases this season, so she's definitely a threat.
And the ball gets away there from Mills catcher. That would be Zucchiati. Gabriella Zucchiati, sophomore. We actually just saw her, I'm assuming her brother, for the Mills Vikings baseball team, which we just covered 3 games. And high, another ball. Two and one. And a little squibber that gets past the third baseman. So now runners on first and second. That'll go down as a hit for Chu.
And a great opposite field approach. She got a ball away, but instead of pulling it, she let it get deep in the zone and then took it the other way.
And now we have third baseman Raisa Magro for the Bearcats. In there for a strike. 0-1. And ball picked up there, force out at third base. So 1 out now, and still runners on first and second. Cisneros trying to work her way out of a jam here with 1 out and runners on. With as many innings as she's put in this year, shouldn't be a new situation for her as she gets a strike in. 0-1. Up at the plate now for the Bearcats, we have Holcomb, Andrea Holcomb, a senior. She's out in left field today. And swing.
That was a great breaking ball from Cisneros. Quick.
Count goes to 0-2. Just a bit high there. And now Holcomb will step out and take a few cuts. Now back in. Fouled back, so count stays at 1-2. So as I mentioned, these teams have met before, with Mills taking the victory at San Mateo. That was back on April 21st. And one of the closer games that either team has played all year. As I mentioned, both of these teams can put up numbers in terms of runs, with some pretty eye-popping margins of victory. 17-0 against Mercy for the Vikings, 18-9 again against Mercy. And this one's fouled back. And it's going to be just out of play there. Zucchiati was trailing it, but that one's up and over the Bearcats' dugout. So our umpires for today's game, behind the plate we have Mike Hertz, and out on the field we have Mike McCarron. And that one's just a bit inside.
That one looked like it was a breaking ball, trying to get her to chase out of the zone, but good discipline, a little bit inside, push her off the plate.
Now with a full count, Holcomb steps in. And Cisneros is doing some serious work this first inning. And that ball is low. Bases are loaded for number 25 from the Bearcats. That's Brianna Peachy. And you can see on the back of her helmet, we've got her nickname, Hollywood. And Peachy's had a good year. So far for the Bearcats, he's a sophomore with 8 RBIs, 2 doubles in particular. So definitely a threat here with the bases loaded. And just a bit low. So Cisneros has some work to do today.
She's a tough situation, especially in the first inning. San Mateo is definitely making her work, getting her pitch count up, and a great opposite field approach.
That's going to bring home 1 for the Bearcats. So coming in to score is number 1, Nicole Chu. And an RBI for Peachy. So up at the plate trying to bring in a few more runs, we have Sophia Jaro. She is a freshman. And today will be out in right field. Pitches in for a strike, 0-1.
That's a good pitch by Cisneros. A little bit on the outside corner.
You'd think that with so many pitches in this first inning already, it's got to be a little bit tough for the Vikings with the heat today.
I definitely think the heat will start to play a factor as the game wears on, and especially as when you get caught out there in those long innings. It definitely takes a toll on you.
And this game was originally rescheduled, and some high heat there. And
that's a great pitch.
Down goes Jaro, Cisneros, with her first strikeout of the game. So now, with 2 outs, the Vikings are hoping to get out of the inning with minimal damage. And we have coming up Adriana Magana. And she swings and misses, 0-1. So Magana is the designated player for the Bearcats. And this is a rule that is unique. Pickoff attempt there, the ball gets away. And picked off second base. Was Andrea Holcomb. Nice play there for the Vikings.
Mistake by San Mateo, so that's a good play by the Vikings, but a huge base running error by San Mateo, allowing the Vikings to get out of the inning. Mills has some work to do, but
Cisneros has to feel pretty good though after a tough inning, and then escaping out of that with only giving up 1 run. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse for the Vikings. So, and now we're getting a chance to see for the Bearcats, Gina Titus, pitcher. She's also, similarly to Cisneros, handled most of the innings this year for the Bearcats. All right, with Titus getting ready for the first batter here from Mills. And up first for the Vikings is number 6, Janelle Lee, senior. And she takes the first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, the stats.
Next pitch just a bit outside. So Titus has a 1-1 count.
Okay, let me.
Fouled back, so Lee will come back. 1-2 count.
And Lee has been a great table setter for Mills this year. She's batting .421, which is excellent.
Pitch in from Titus, and just outside as well. Good movement on that pitch, but just couldn't find the zone. So an even count at 2-2. Fouled back, and that's into the stands. So again, with the first batter up for each team, taking a number of pitches. And fouled back by Lee, just out of the reach of the catcher. Number 2, Taylor Doy. Coming right back, that was a good vantage point for us there. We're right behind home plate.
It's a good pitch inside on the hands. Lee did a good job to just fight it off, stay alive for another pitch.
So count stays at 2-2. And through the gap is Lee with a single. So the Vikings starting off the inning with a base runner of their own after having several for the Bearcats. The Vikings now poised to get some runs on the board as well.
And that's a good, definitely a good at bat for Lee, and that's a good thing for Mills to have a response to that inning.
So hitting to the outfield, Taylor Lawson, great play there. Doubled up. Double play, fantastic play there by the center fielder, Alyssa Waller.
That's a great play.
And just great awareness to pick that ball up. It was a tough catch, and then on a running with the ball,
And Lee was put in a bit of a tough spot there, caught in between first and second. You have to make a judgment call whether you think it's going to fall in and out, and unfortunately, she went a little bit too far away from first base.
And now at the plate, Cisneros. And Cisneros taps one foul. So what started off as a promising inning for the Vikings has now turned into has turned into a 2-out situation. Thank you to our director, Mr. Jeff McGinnis. And now the count goes to 1-1.
Okay.
And waiting for the Vikings to bat is Zucchiati, the catcher. Just foul from Cisneros, so she'll try again.
A little bit out front on that pitch. Pulled it just foul along the line.
So Cisneros will take a few practice swings, step back in, count at 1-2. Cisneros was looking at that pitch. Looked like a nice one.
That was a great pitch.
Tailed outside. Good discipline not to swing at a very enticing looking pitch as it came from Titus. Tap her back to Titus, and Cisneros is retired. So, at the end of one, we have a score of 1-0 for the Bearcats. We'd like to give the Chamber of Commerce big thanks for sponsoring MCTV coverage of this Mills softball match, this Mills softball game. The Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit association that promotes and supports the growth of businesses in Millbrae. The Chamber also provides information about great places to dine, shop, and stay when you are in Millbrae. If you'd like to join, contact www.millbrae.com or call 650-697-7324 for more information. Thanks again to the Millbrae Chamber of Commerce. And so we start top of the second inning. So coming up to the plate, number 7. And that's Adriana Magana. Actually, we had a pickoff played in last inning, so starting off this inning will be Magana again. And then coming up after her, we have Waller and Chavane. And first pitch is taken outside for a ball. Outside, so the count goes to 2-0.
Stand up.
Yeah, stand up. Let's see. That one's hit to the third base for the Vikings. Put out, that was Lee with a put out to first base. Stanley. So So 1 away here in the top of the 2nd inning.
Slight bobble, but no panic, and good recovery. So.
And now up the plate we have Waller, and she made that fantastic play in the outfield. And that great throw as well to double off the runner. Basically put out the threat from the Vikings in the bottom of that last inning. Let's see what she can do with the bat.
She's
trying to lay the bunt down, and that one's called foul. So we'll come back and do it again.
That's an interesting decision to pull her bat back and bunt there. It might be in part because the third baseman was playing a little bit further back, and that pulled the third baseman in a little bit.
But Lee over at third base for the Vikings is now quite aware that Waller may try to put a bunt down again. And instead goes the other way with a hit that falls in right field. And that one's out of play, so Waller actually takes second on that play. But I'm not sure how to score that one.
I think that one got just inside the line, and
then if it goes out of play, perhaps ruled as a ground rule double. So now at the plate for the Bearcats, we have number 21, Jerica Chavarin. She's over at second and tipped foul, so Chavarin with a count of 0-1. Waller at second for the Bearcats. Good crowd out here today for Senior Day, this being the last game on the schedule for both of these teams. And Chavarin shows bunt, but Cisneros is able to sneak that one by her. So count goes to 1-2. Again, looking like another inning with a lot of pitches for Cisneros.
Yeah, that's definitely tough, especially after the last inning she had and having that really quick inning that Mills had, and she's got to go right back out on the mound. It's definitely, especially with this heat, it'll definitely affect the fielders as well.
And down goes Chavarin.
Great breaking ball there.
And that's the second strikeout for Cisneros.
I got it.
So now up at the plate, back to the top of the order.
Good breaking ball to start off the at bat.
We have Taylor Doy, who is a catcher today for the Bearcats. Reached her last at bat with a base on balls, and then was left stranded at second base. Outside, Cisneros takes a little walk. Looks like she's trying to get her bearings a little bit. And again, frustrating. Be out there in the heat. Hit back to Cisneros, and she'll take care of it with a throw over to Stanley to end the inning. So the Vikings make it out of the top of the second without giving them any more runs, and now they'll see what they can muster against Titus and the Bearcats. MCTV thanks the City of Millbrae for supporting our high school sports telecasts. In the past year, MCTV has brought you 18 events, including football, soccer, basketball, water polo, wrestling, volleyball, swimming, baseball, and softball. These sports events, plus school graduations, coverage of local events such as candidate forums, library events, Monster March, art and wine, and much more are made possible by the City of Millbrae, which has always believed that local television and video production was a wise investment. Hats off to the 16 city councils starting 17 years ago in 1997 who followed their vision and created this special place for all of us to share Millbrae. So here we are, this being the last telecast of MCTV Sports for the year. And it's been quite a year so far.
It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun.
Covering a lot of different events. A lot of very exciting games. And
it's been a learning experience for us all here. And actually, this is a learning experience for us today. As normally, neither myself nor my co-commentator are on this side of the microphone.
But it's definitely a fun experience. And
but we definitely have learned to respect the master of MCTV Sports, Mr. Kenny Milch, I think. And with a ground ball, it's a tough out for number 29.
And a one pitch out for Titus.
Check that, that's 23 Zucchiati. Ground out to Titus. As I was saying, we definitely have a newfound level of respect for regular commentator Mr. Kenny Milch. And first pitch in from Titus is a strike.
Starting off with a breaking ball.
And number 13 at the plate, Lucy Stanley, who's had a great year so far for the Vikings. And that one comes in high from Titus. So there are a few players on this Vikings team that can definitely hit the ball, and Stanley is one of them. In fact, as she takes a big hack there,
she definitely has a great deal of power. She has 6 home runs on this season. She is batting .550 for the season, which is a remarkable number. She's definitely Mills' big slugger, and she delivers on that in that at bat.
And she hit that one hard, but right at the center fielder for the Bearcats. And it's Chavarin who gets the ball back in a hurry, so Stanley is left with a single. But you could definitely see the power on that hit. And you can see why she has 6 home runs and is also the leader in RBIs for the Vikings. And that one's fouled back, up and over. Hope those condos have window insurance. Be a great spot to build an observation deck, perhaps, on top of one of these. We're going to put a camera up there. All right, I'm told by MCTV head engineer, Randy Sahai, that in fact we will be putting a camera up there for our next coverage. I think perhaps we should put the announcers up there.
I think that would be a great idea.
Although I have to say, in light of the current weather situation, that we do have a pretty good vantage point here. And coming through with another single, number 12, Bussinger. For the Vikings, Bussinger, the freshman shortstop, who we actually got to see earlier this year. As we mentioned, we've been covering a variety of sports here on MCTV. And she, Aubrey Bussinger, was out there for the Mills Vikings basketball team as well, a varsity basketball player. So a great future for her here at Mills. And the ball gets away from Taylor Doy. And the Vikings now have runners at second and third with no outs. So a chance here.
1 out.
Check that, 1 out. And the bases are loaded. So, in fact, we had a walk. And now at the plate, we have number 3, Natalie Cecchini Gomez. And I hope I said that right.
Ooh, that was a great breaking ball. Got her off balance.
So we have Stanley at third, Bussinger at second, and now the right fielder Brown at first. And the Vikings are threatening.
And it looks like they are playing a shift in, and
that'll bring home a run. So coming in to score is Stanley.
So San Mateo, it looked like San Mateo was playing sort of a shift there, moving the second baseman and the shortstop into the holes, but Mills still found a way to get one through and get a run in.
So
Great
RBI for Cecchini. And now we have the left fielder, Anna Hernandez, at the plate. So Titus trying to work through a bit of a jam here. And she's able to get the count to 1-1 on Hernandez. That's tapped off the plate for a foul ball, so the count goes to 1-2. Hernandez, the junior, steps in again. Nice pitch right down the middle there from Titus, but Hernandez hits it foul. So at third base, we have Aubrey Bussinger. Second base is Brown, and now Cecchini at first. Pitches outside.
Setting up outside, trying to get her to chase. Good discipline there.
So the count goes to 2-2. And again fouled away.
And another breaking ball, backing it up. This one got a little bit more strike zone. Still was able to get the batter off balance. And good discipline by the batter to foul it off. Stay alive for the next pitch.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Hernandez.
So going back to that outside breaking ball. And Hernandez was not able to reach that one. So that was a great pitch, right to the glove.
And so back to the top of the lineup for the Vikings. We have Janelle Lee, who last at bat had a single. And she takes a strike.
Outside corner. Good pitch, right to the glove.
Just outside the reach, the shortstop, and that'll bring in another run.
So an opposite field approach. Managed to just get a piece of it. The shortstop made a great effort to dive for it, just off the just a few inches away from making a great catch.
So Lee gets the RBI, and now we have Lawson with a foul off on the first base side. Count will go to 0-1. 2 hits now for Lee, who's 2-2 with an RBI. Alpha, Amanda Lawson at the plate.
Breaking ball off the plate. Trying to get her to swing, but
the count goes to 1-1. Big swing there from Lawson. Looks like she was trying to clear the bases, which are still full. An opportunity to drive in some runs here.
Setting up again, another breaking ball outside, but Lawson doesn't go for the bait. And it looks like they're going to...
Not an easy play there in the sun, but the first baseman, Brianna Peachy, puts it away. And that'll end the inning. But the Vikings are able to get a couple on the board. And we'll go to the top of the third. It's time to say thank you to our newest underwriter, the city of San Mateo. San Mateo won Rand McNally's Best Small Town for Food contest last fall. To learn more about the many wonderful restaurants in San Mateo, visit www.sanmateobestfood.com. The city of San Mateo, a city of tradition and vision.
Yeah.
2-1, Vikings. All right, so we start the top of the third with the Vikings on top 2-1, thanks to a couple runs there, driven in by Cecchini and Lee. And we had 4 hits in that last inning for the Vikings. So the Bearcats coming up here trying to answer at the top of the third. Back on the mound is Cisneros, and she starts off with the ball outside. And the pitch comes in outside again. Cisneros seems to be finding that spot quite a bit. Staying away from the Vikings hitter, this would be Nicole Chu, the junior. And just catching that outside corner.
Trying to go back to that same corner where she got the strike. Just missed a little bit outside. She's been going outside a lot. I wonder if they're going to think about going in. Nope.
And outside again. 4 balls. Same location pretty much from Cisneros in the outside corner. She was able to get one of those strikes, but the walk goes out to Chu.
Pitch a little bit up and away. So still going away to these hitters, trying to force them to hit the ball the other way.
Millbrae hits one to left field, another single. So,
and that looked like it was a breaking ball. They were trying to get that ball on the outside part of the plate, but unfortunately that was a hanger right down the middle, and Magro did not miss it.
Now up for the Bearcats, number 12, Andrea Holcomb. Holcomb, in her last at-bat, reached on a base on balls and advanced all the way to third base. And another ball. Count goes to 2-0.
Still trying to hit that outside part of the plate.
So Holcomb, the senior, looks at another low ball. So once again, Cisneros is in trouble with runners on base. She's in danger of walking the bases loaded. And that's exactly what just happened.
Another bases loaded opportunity for San Mateo. Last time they had this opportunity, they were able to cash in 1 run. Cisneros is going to be looking to get a ball on the ground here.
So now we have Hollywood, Brianna Peachy, up with the bases loaded, no outs. Cisneros in a bit of a jam.
There you go.
That's 5 balls in a row for Cisneros. And she gets the call on that one. A little bit higher, but looks like it caught the outside part of the zone.
Some nice heat there from Cisneros. Down in the dirt. Looks like it started a bit of a sandstorm. And it does appear that the wind is kicking up here. And that ball is hit just outside of the reach of the second baseman for Mills. And we've got a run in. It's now 2-2. So Lawson was there on the play, but it was just outside the reach of her glove. So the bases remain loaded and no outs.
And that was a great at-bat. That was a low pitch, but she just went with it, took it the other way, right through the hole.
Now we've got a 2-2 game with number 4 Jaro up in her last at-bat. In her last at-bat, she grounded out to the pitcher in their first strike.
Oh, that's right.
Count goes to 1-1. Nice pitch from Cisneros. Perhaps the pressure of the situation is accentuating her focus.
See the ball and hit it. See the ball and hit it. Come on now.
But she is definitely in a jam with the bases loaded. Needs to make those pitches right now in order to prevent going down a run. Still no outs. That one's fouled back out of play.
She's gonna need to keep the ball down, try to get something on the ground, hopefully add one of the infielders and get a double play going, get out of this inning quicker.
So Sophia Jaro, the freshman, at the plate. She fouls it back, and there for the play is Zucchiotti. So Gabriella Zucchiotti, the sophomore, with the play. So 1 out now.
Pop up to the catcher, as good as a strikeout.
And Magana comes up again. Her last at bat was a ground out to the third baseman. And once again, this is a designated player position. So Magana, the senior, play at the plate, force out and home, double play for the Vikings. Great awareness there from Zucchiotti to get the ball to first, double the play up.
That was the ground ball she was looking for. She threw a good breaking ball, got her to hit over the top of it, spin it into the ground and straight to an infielder. So great play by the Mills infield.
And once again, Cisneros escapes with just a run, having the bases loaded for the second time, the second inning in a row. Actually, check that. First and third innings had the bases loaded, both times getting out of it with only giving up a run. So confidence builder for the Vikings. We would like to thank the Friends of the Millbrae Library for their generous support. The Friends are dedicated to making the Millbrae Library a great place to visit and one of the best libraries in San Mateo County. They also sponsor many interesting community events at the library that are great for both kids and adults. If you would like information about joining the Friends of the Millbrae Library, go to www.millbraelibraryfriends.org or call 650-697-7607. So, once again, tight battle here between the Vikings and the Bearcats. And as we mentioned previously, they met back in April for a 3-1 Viking victory. And today, here in the bottom of the third, we're looking at a close game, 2-2. Once again, great action. And at the plate is Cisneros, and she manages to sneak one through there just underneath the glove of the second baseman, Chavarin. So Cisneros on from the first pitch.
That's a good breaking ball on the outside corner to get that first strike.
And here is the sophomore Zucchiotti, who had a nice put out in the last inning. The last top of the inning. She takes a big hack. That one's going back out of play as well. Count goes to 1-1. Count goes to 0-2. Did I mention that my glasses prescription just ran out? So back on the mound is Vitus.
That was a great breaking ball from Titus there. Able to keep Holcomb, Zucchiotti off balance and swinging outside of the zone, so big strikeout for Titus there.
And now we have Stanley, the big bat for the Vikings, who last time up had a single and then came around to score one of the Vikings' 2 runs. And she takes a strike, 0-1. Got a little wind picking up now. And Stanley takes a big cut.
And that was it looked like that was supposed to be a breaking ball. That one hung up there a little bit, but sometimes the best pitch you can throw is a hanging slider or a hanging breaking ball.
That one looked good coming down the pipe. But now Stanley holds off on a pitch that's high from Titus. So 1-2. And no runners in scoring position at the moment. But we do have first base occupied by Cisneros. And that one's fouled back, big hack, but up and out of play. So Ken will stay at 1-2 for Stanley. As we mentioned, Stanley can hit for power. She's got 6 home runs on the year. And that one's hit up in the air. That's popped up. And first baseman Peachy has it. Cisneros will have to stay at first. So a good hack there from Stanley, but unable to make solid contact. And now we'll have Aubrey Bussinger, freshman. In her last at bat, she had a single as well. And came around to score. She gets a good hack. And that one's hit out there deep into left field, but tracking it for the third out.
Looks like she just got under that one a little bit. Gave the outfielder an opportunity to track it down and get under and make the out.
Nice play there by Holcomb. All right, and we're back. And we are now at the top of the 4th inning. Score here tied 2-2 between the Vikings and the Bearcats. Cisneros back on the hill. And we want to take a second here to thank the City of San Mateo for helping to underwrite high school softball on your local channel. The City of San Mateo has made sustainability a top priority. By focusing on sustainable programs and projects, the City of San Mateo can better develop, manage, and preserve valuable community assets and resources for years to come. To learn more, visit the city website at www.cityofsanmateo.org. All right, and we're back now. Score is tied here at the top of the 4th inning. A low-scoring game, actually, considering how many base runners have been up there.
Yeah, and Cisneros is definitely going to be looking to get a quick inning, especially after that long inning she had just the previous inning and the first inning on top of that.
Fell back and into the field here behind the diamond.
It is.
So up at the plate is number 17, Alyssa Waller, who so far has had a good game with a great catch in the outfield and a double. And she goes in at 0-2.
Ooh,
Strikeout there for Cisneros.
that was a great breaking ball there. Caught her off guard, and she could not pull the trigger.
So coming up here now is Chavarin.
I should write it. Like that.
And Chavarin, who struck out her last time at bat, is facing a pumped up Cisneros at the moment. squaring around a bunt. Chavarin. And charging in for the Vikings. Was Janelle Lee. So more heat. Cisneros getting stronger as the game goes on. She's got a count now of 1-2 against Chavarin.
It looks like she put a little bit extra on that one.
Yeah, definitely. You can hear that ball hitting the mitt pretty well from our location here. And for the second strikeout of the inning, that's Cisneros putting down Chavarin.
And that was another fastball, this time a little bit in, closer to the plate, more in towards her hands. Couldn't catch up to it. Good location. And 2 strikeouts in a row, so it looks like she's starting to get a groove here.
And now we have the catcher, Taylor Doy, who last at bat reached on a walk. That's high and outside, brings the count to 1-1. Count goes to 2-1. And just high and outside again, so 3-1 count after starting off the inning with 2 strikeouts. Cisneros is working a little bit here with Doy.
Trying to locate that fastball.
And a walk for Doy. So. So at the plate, we have Nicole Chu. Diving back on the throw is Doy. Not exactly a situation where you'd be too worried about the runner at this point. And the runner goes, and the throw gets away, but center fielder has it.
Well, you have to remember, Doy definitely has speed. She is the leader for San Mateo in steals, and she gets another one right there.
So once again, I'm proven wrong that in fact it is an important thing to worry about the runner, as Doy has proven. So Speedy Doy at second now in scoring position, and Cisneros, after having luck with strikes at the beginning of the inning, is now struggling to find the zone. Count goes to 2-1. And popped up and out of play. And that one's heading back towards the barbecue. Apparently there's a barbecue today.
Oh, man.
Not for the announcers.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So the count goes to 2-2. Hard to concentrate on softball now that I'm thinking about barbecue. That's Cisneros with the pitch. And that one's good.
That was a
Caught
great
the outside of the plate there, and that'll end the inning. So 3 strikeouts for Cisneros in this inning. The Bearcats threatened, but once again, Cisneros was able to get out of the jam. Got the crowd fired up here. It's a pretty good sized crowd for this Wednesday afternoon game here in Millbrae. A beautiful day in Millbrae, I might add. Nice and warm, cooling down now though. But a beautiful day, and especially on this special day since it's senior day. It's the last day of the regular season, as both these teams are vying for CCS playoffs, which are going to be starting in the next week or so. So we want to take a second here to thank the Magnolia of Millbrae for sponsoring this event. The Magnolia of Millbrae is a welcoming place for seniors who want luxurious living conditions with a swimming pool, fine dining, and a gated covered parking garage. For more information, please contact www.themagnolia.com or call 650-697-7700 or toll free at 1-888-860-6915. That's 1-888-860-6915. Okay, so score still at 2-2. Let's take a second here to go over the standings. So at the top of the standings, at 9-2 in the league, is San Mateo, only by virtue of the fact that they have this game today, which is actually a makeup game from April, a rainout game that MCTV was supposed to cover. Then we have Terra Nova at 9-3, Mills at 8-3, South San Francisco at 6-5, Menlo Atherton at 6-6, El Camino at 1-10, and Jefferson at 0-10. So this game definitely has big implications. If Mills should win, then they'll get a share of the title. If San Mateo wins, then they'll get a share of the title. Actually, check that. If San Mateo wins, they'll get the title outright.
It's definitely an important game for both teams.
And San Mateo riding a 6-game win streak coming into this. So it would be a huge upset for the Vikings here. Essentially creating a 3-way tie for first.
That was a great pitch there by Titus.
That was. And down goes Nadia Brown. So up now for the Vikings, Natalie Cecchini Gomez. She gets good contact just underneath the outstretched arms of Nicole Chu. So
that was a good pitch to hit from Titus up in the zone towards the middle of the plate. She managed to make good contact on it, get it through the hole. Great at bat.
And Cecchini makes it count. So now we have number 15's left fielder Hernandez trying to move Cecchini over. And Anna Hernandez with the first pitch of foul. Count will go to 0-1. So kind of nice on the last day of the season here, the last regular season game, to have it actually mean so much for each team.
It's almost like this is a playoff game.
You kind of get the feeling it's a pitch that had potential for a double play ball, but instead ends up being a fielder's choice. So Hernandez reaches. Cecchini is out. So with 2 outs, Vikings still have a runner at first base, and up now is number 6, Janelle Lee. Last time at bat for Lee, she had a single. She's actually got 2 singles for the day with an RBI. So
good pitch on the outside corner by Titus there. Looks like they're going to set up back to the outside. She got it again, so 2 great pitches. Right to the glove, perfect location.
And now Lee in an 0-2 hole.
And they're going up above the strike zone this time. Good patience by Lee to not go for that pitch.
Tapped foul there. Picked up by Magro, the third baseman, but out of play. So the count goes to 1-2. And Lee looking to build on the rally from the hit from Hernandez.
Going for that outside corner. Once again, missed just off the plate that time. Looks like they're going in now. And that was a great pitch.
Easy play for Peachy, and the Bearcats are out of the inning.
Going outside, pounding the outside corner for the hole at bat, and then throwing a good quick pitch inside. Got the hitter to roll over it straight to the first base. First baseman, great pitch.
If you are enjoying watching this program or any other programs on MCTV, consider becoming an MCTV underwriter. It's a great way to get your name on local television and to support the Millbrae and San Mateo community. And of course, your support is crucial in helping MCTV to produce quality programming with a local focus. For info on underwriting opportunities or to sign up for an underwriting package, contact MCTV at 650-259-2343 or send us an email at info@mctv.tv. You can also go to our website, www.mctv.tv, and you'll find information about our underwriting packages there. And your underwriting support is crucial for us to do these kind of coverage, these kind of broadcasts. It's a lot of fun for us. It provides an opportunity for us to do some training with folks that are interested in learning more about sports production, and for us also to get out here in the sunshine, enjoy the day. My experience is being enhanced right now by the smell of delicious barbecue. As it is senior day today here at Mills High School, and we had a celebration earlier, a little ceremony honoring all the seniors on both sides, both Mills and San Mateo, and the beautiful smell of a barbecue that I think is going to happen after this game.
And of course, Mills is wearing their special commemorative senior day uniforms.
That's right. The only time that these uniforms are being worn this year. Kind of like it, the hot pink. So, stepping in for the Bearcats, Magro. Raisa Magro. She is the sophomore third baseman. So Raisa, with a single her last at bat, now takes a strike and the count goes to 1-1. Magro with a nice shot straight out to center field.
She got a breaking ball there, a little bit up, but it looked like she was also looking for some soft stuff, and she was able to get the sweet spot of the bat on it, knock it right up the middle for a base hit.
So a single to start the top of the fifth, with the score tied 2-2. And that could prove to be a very important hit for the Bearcats, as we have number 12, Andrea Holcomb, stepping in. And she's one of the seniors that was honored today. Having a good year for the Bearcats. She squares up to bunt. She gets a nice bunt down, and the Vikings have to go for the play at first, with Amanda Lawson covering. But advancing on the play is Magro. So now the Bearcats with one out have a runner in scoring position, and up again is Hollywood, Brianna Peachy. And Cisneros has one outside. Count goes to 0-1. Excuse me, 1-0. So an opportunity here for the Bearcats to put another run on the board. And from what we've seen today, that could be crucial. She gets the ball down, but it trickles just foul, just outside the reach of Janelle Lee.
Pitch down and in. Trying to get a ground ball. Keep the runner at second, or a pop-up would work. Pop-up, strikeout, or ground ball to the left side of the field.
And with the pitch, Cisneros, a little tapper, and that's going to be an out in the base pass, but advancing to third on the play is Magro.
And that was a good decision by Cisneros to grab the ball before it went foul. Able to pick up an easy out. Unfortunately, it was hit to the right side of the field that allowed the runner to move up to the third base line. And
all right, so now an opportunity for the freshman, Sophia Jaro, to drive a run in. Runner on third base is Magro. And in there for a strike, the first pitch from Cisneros. Outside, count goes to 1-1. I think you hit it on the head earlier when you said the atmosphere here was like a playoff game, considering the implications. And gets under the glove of Cisneros, but the throw first. Great throw from the shortstop. Bussinger. Get Jaro.
Able to get it past the pitcher, but great arm by the shortstop to just get the runner at first.
That was a big play there from Jaro. And now the Vikings got an opportunity to score and go ahead at the bottom of the fifth. So not exactly a high-scoring affair like we had mentioned. It's a little misleading if you look at the records of schedule of both of these two teams.
Well, both teams have definitely had their chances. San Mateo had the bases loaded twice. Mills had the bases loaded once. Able to get a run, at least a run for the most part out of those, but not able to cash in more than that. So.
We'll through Monday.
Yeah, we'll see if those opportunities come back to haunt them later on in the game.
Yeah, with so many runners on base, you got to wonder if there were some of those missed opportunities. The next couple innings will tell the story. Through Monday, San Mateo had put up 154 runs and only given up 67. So big time scoring from the Bearcats. And the Vikings, coming from a similar position, putting up big numbers. With some players hitting over 500, it's not a surprise. But in general, in league alone, through Monday, Mills had put up 86 runs and only given up 27. So it's a high-powered scoring offense. But we've seen some great pitching here today from Cisneros and from Titus. And Titus gets the strike.
And these two teams, not only are they great offensive teams, but they are also the top two teams in terms of runs allowed. So they also have great pitching.
And that was Jamie Martz. And she was batting there for Lawson. So 1 out. So now we have Cisneros up again, trying to help her own cause. And she hits it high, but catchable there. There's Waller again. And down on one pitch is Cisneros. Cisneros is only a sophomore, and she handled the bulk of the pitching this year. for the Vikings. And that pitch goes up and over our canopy here. Just keeping us on our toes. I have full confidence my co-commentator, Justin Hui, will not let a ball hit us. And as I've been reminded, I do have medical coverage. And that was a shot. That was a shot that headed foul from Zucchiotti. And great power. Just need to find a little direction on that. And I'd like to announce that my co-commentator, Justin Hui, has agreed to buy dinner for the entire Mills team if Zucchiotti can hit our center field camera.
Not only dinner, but a steak dinner.
Steak dinner. All right, you have that on record. Steak dinner if Zucchiotti can hit our center field camera. Now, she doesn't hit our camera, but she does hit the ball hard.
Yeah,
and
that was...
Please go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that was a pitch up from Titus, and she managed to get good wood on that. Well, they don't use wood bats here, but she got good contact on that pitch, able to drive it through the hole, and that's extremely important because it gives Stanley an opportunity to drive in another run. She's already driven in more than 30 runs this season, and she's definitely the hitter that Mills wants up in this situation.
Good aluminum. So Zucchiotti with the shot to right field. And now Stanley trying to bring her in. She had a couple big hacks last time up. And she takes a strike. Count goes to 1-1.
So are those runs?
So Stanley already with a single in today's game. And she fouls it back. And has an opportunity there. And a great catch there from the Bearcats, Taylor Doy.
And a lot of frustration from Stanley on that one. She got under it, unable to put it in play, and that's as good as a strikeout there, really.
So once again, a nice hack from Stanley, but doesn't pay off. And we are going to the top of the 6th inning with only 2 innings left to go here. And we've had a great game so far. It's 2-2. What is it going to take for one of these teams to move ahead?
Well, both teams have had opportunities, and so I would say it's important for them to put themselves in a position to cash in on those opportunities. A lot of missed opportunities for both teams so far. Neither team has really had too many errors on the field, and that definitely has to continue. They have to play clean on the field. Don't make any mistakes with the glove, but also just play good fundamental softball.
And we've seen some good softball today. There's been a lot of hits. There's been a lot of runners on base, but we haven't seen a lot of runs. There's been pitching when the pitchers have needed to get out of a situation, they've been able to do so, and that's come with some great plays in the field. We've had great plays in the outfield, great plays in the infield, double plays on each side. Those things have led to this being a 2-2 game, but with a lot of runners on base. It's been exciting to watch so far. It
definitely has. There's been a lot of tense situations in this game, and as it moves towards the later innings with so much at stake, it's only going to get the pressure is only going to mount on these players.
And speaking of stake, I'd like to propose that perhaps during this inning as well, during the course
I will consider it, but only after you hold up your own meal deal.
So as number 7 from the Bearcats steps in, and that's Magana, the third baseman, as she steps in and takes a strike high up in the zone. What my co-commentator is referring to is our coverage of Mills baseball, Mills Hillsdale, last week, where I suggested that if anyone was to hit a home run, I would buy our entire crew dinner. And lo and behold, someone hit a home run as Magana takes a strike. So I have not paid off that debt yet, but it is coming. And now we have that on record as well. Magana goes down.
That's a great pitch. Low and outside. Got her looking. Good location on that pitch.
Good start for Cisneros. So now coming up we have Holcomb. And her last at bat, she had a sacrifice bunt. Oh, take that back. We have Waller, the center fielder. And once again, I must mention that my eye exam is coming up. So number 17, Waller, who has had an afternoon to remember for sure. And she taps one back to Cisneros. So, this is shaping up to be one of the quicker innings for Cisneros. And now we have a pinch hitter for the Bearcats. Number 18, Abby Holcomb.
Come on, 18, make something happen.
So Jerica Chavarin will be subbed out. And now we have two Holcombs in the game. So the junior outfielder steps in, trying to get something going against Cisneros.
Here we go, lads. Come on, 18.
This has been one of the easier innings of the game so far for Cisneros. Their first pitch, outside. And a soft tapper. That's taken by the first baseman, Stanley, and she puts out Holcomb, and that's the end of the inning. So a quick inning there for Cisneros.
Much needed by Cisneros.
And now we'll head to the bottom of the sixth. Score is still tied 2-2. Both pitchers doing a fantastic job here of keeping things under control. And we have to say goodbye now to our director, Mr. Jeff McGinnis. Done a fantastic job. He's looking forward to dinner from Justin. Or perhaps from me. One of those two. As he picks up a very large brownie. Probably the largest brownie I've ever seen. So, a meeting here on the mound. Some brownie hitting the ground. And we've got a real great game here. So up for the Vikings, number 12, Aubrey Bussinger. And she hits one back out of play. Right over the head of our new director, Randy Sahai, who's protected by the bleachers.
And it looks like the defense is playing her to go up the middle.
And she pops it up. Oh, tough play. And Chavarin can't come up with it. And I'm not sure if that has to do with the sun or not. It is still a sunny day here in Millbrae. That ball was hit quite high up in the air. And Bussinger gets the Vikings started off with a runner at first.
That is a big play, especially as we head towards the end of the game. Getting that leadoff runner on, definitely important. We'll see what happens here.
And up at the plate is Nadia Brown, the right fielder, with an opportunity to get Bussinger into scoring position. And Brown hits one, this could be two. And a hard slide in from Bussinger.
And that was a good slide to break up that double play and keep a scoring threat for Mills on the bases.
So a good situation now. Situation that could have been better. And good defense from the Bearcats. And a strike in from Titus. Standing in for the Vikings, number 3, Natalie Cecchini. And she hits it to the third baseman. Going for 2, but once again, not enough time. So a nice put out there from number 15, Magro, to get Brown at second. So now Cecchini at first. Vikings just trading off runners, and they're swinging at the first pitch. There goes Magro again, and another quick inning for Titus.
3 ground balls after that did you say a missed pop-up? And that was great pitching from Titus there. She kept her pitches low, and she was able to get out of that inning and basically negate that missed pop-up in the beginning of the inning.
So now we head to the top of the 7th with the score still tied at 2-2, and it's been a bit of a battle. What was shaping up originally to be a big run-scoring game is now turning into a bit of a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, definitely. Well, while both teams have definitely put up big run numbers, they also happen to lead the league in fewest runs allowed. So both teams deservedly are up at the top of the standings, and their pitching and their defense is part of the reason why that is.
And we got to remind everybody that there's big stakes at hand here for this game, with Mills trying to grab a piece of the league title and San Mateo trying to win it outright. So this next inning could basically decide who ends up being champions. So
yeah, definitely, and the pressure is on the pitchers now to make the pitches and to put their team in a good spot to to score that game deciding run.
That's right. And both pitchers have settled down over these last few innings, particularly that 6th inning. Neither one had to throw too many pitches, which is important because they've been out there, especially at the start of the game, with so many base runners. They've thrown a lot of pitches today. So it's important for them as they start to tire out a little bit throughout the course of the day. It's important for them to have quick innings. So stepping in for the Bearcats, number 2, Taylor Doy, who has had some nice plays behind the plate for the Bearcats. A couple of pop-ups. Cisneros starts off with a ball outside.
And Doy is definitely an important runner for San Mateo because of her speed.
That's
and
right.
When she gets on the base, and she's really stolen a base today. And if she gets on, the threat of her speed is definitely changed the inning.
I am reminded of that. that in fact Doi is a big threat. And so I wonder if in this situation she might be thinking about bunting.
Well, the third baseman is playing in just in case of that situation.
And with the shorter distance to first base than you might see in baseball, it's not as uncommon to see that kind of a play. So 3-1, Cisneros takes a little walk, takes a deep breath.
And this is a big, big pitch for Cisneros right here.
Outside, so Doi is on.
Tried to hit that outside corner, put it a little bit too low, and San Mateo now has their speedy threat on the bases.
So, with Doi on first, Nicole Chu will take her turn. And she fouls the first pitch back.
And so San Mateo is looking to bunt that runner over to second base, get them in scoring position, and have two opportunities, it looks like, to score a run and put this game away and take home the title, the league title.
Corner fielder's in for the Vikings.
We'll see if she squares up to bunt again, and she does.
She does. Nice bunt from Chu. And that gets away. And that gets away from Cisneros. So what was a threatening situation now becomes much more imminent.
And that is a big fielding mistake by Cisneros there. And now you have to wonder whether or not San Mateo is thinking of bunting and getting both runners over, the second and third.
With Magro at the plate, Magro can hit, a sophomore, but she may be being asked to consider the bunt right now.
She has 2 hits. She has 2 hits today, so this is definitely an interesting situation for the San Mateo coach.
So as the right-handed batter steps in, Cisneros has to come up with something special. And starts off with a strike.
And so it does not look like they're going to have Magro bunt. And so what Cisneros is looking for, she's looking to get some pitches down and hopefully get a ground ball to get quick 2 outs and get out of this jam.
Ground ball to third, right at the bag would be good. And instead it's a wild pitch from Cisneros. And the ball gets away. So now the situation goes from bad to worse. With no outs, runners on second and third. This is a tough situation now.
And looking back, it looks like now it's they don't need to bunt. So maybe it was a good decision not to have Magro bunt there.
And she'll be swinging away, and she does. So ball is fouled back.
Hey, you gotta be disciplined up there, huh?
And Magro's chomping at the bit. And she's already got 2 singles today.
And she's a great hitter. She was hitting 400 coming into this game, and that's only gone up.
And a big hack there, and she goes down.
And it looked like she was definitely swinging to get those runs in. That was a good high fastball right there by Cisneros, and able to get a strikeout. So that was a huge strikeout.
So key strikeout for Cisneros, but she still has to deal with Andrea Holcomb with runners at second and third. And another nice pitch. Outside, Holcomb takes a swing, but no dice. Standing at third base is Doi. At second base, it's Chu. And Holcomb at the plate. She squares around a bunt. Suicide squeeze. Interesting play there. trying to force the issue is Holcomb. It didn't look like the runner Doyle was going at that point, but she definitely has speed, so that's a consideration. And Holcomb holds off. You can feel the tension here at this game. San Mateo players all standing in the dugout.
They're going outside and looking to paint that pitch on the low and outside corner, but got that pitch a little bit high.
And with first base open, you don't necessarily have to worry too much about the walk. In this situation, it may actually benefit you. But right now, Cisneros working hard. And Tapper, and she holds the runner at third. She gets the play at home, and the play, and Doyle is safe. San Mateo takes the lead 3-2.
And we've been talking this whole inning about her speed, and on the ground out to the pitcher, the fact that she was able to score from third base, that definitely played a factor.
Absolutely. And tough call there for Cisneros, getting the ball to first base, but maybe held on to it for just a little too long. Allowed Doyle to leave from third. And what's the call now? So a little bit of discussion out there. So a little bit of confusion out here, but the call should stand. 3-2. And now we have Hollywood up at the plate with a runner at second. And that runner is Chu. So San Mateo right now holding a 3-2 lead.
And Chu also has speed, so
and ground back to the pitcher, Cisneros. She takes care of it. But now the stakes have been increased. We're looking at a 3-2 game. San Mateo, Mills is going to have one chance left. And it's crucial for them to get a run across this inning. All right, so if you missed any part of today's game, don't worry. We'll be replaying it on MCTV, also on SMTV in San Mateo. And you can also find MCTV sports programs on demand on our new website. Just go to www.mctv.tv and check out our schedule and our video on demand pages. And these games in particular are going to be there in glorious high definition.
Yeah.
High definition. So it's going to look very nice. And what a good game.
This has been a fantastic game between two of the top teams in the league, and they've certainly played like it today.
Absolutely. And for two high-scoring teams to come out and go through a 3-2 battle after last game they played being a 3-1, pretty evenly matched. So for the Vikings, trying to get something going here, starting off will be Janelle Lee. And she's the leadoff hitter. So
and the same way that Dory was able to reach, she is definitely a key batter.
And she hits one out into left field, and that's picked up, held for a single by Holcomb, but great way to start the inning there for Lee. And
we've spent a lot of time talking about Doy's speed for San Mateo, and Janelle Lee is the same. She has a lot of speed, and she definitely poses a threat to get that tying run across for Mills.
So stepping up is Lawson, Amanda Lawson. Second baseman for the Vikings. Trying to move Lee over. So no bunt in this situation. She's swinging.
And she just missed that one. Fouled it straight back to the screen. Her timing was on it, just missed the ball a little bit.
We got a nice look at that pitch as it came back towards us. And yet again, fouls it back just a little bit underneath.
So another high fastball by Titus. And once again, her timing was right on it. Just missed it a little bit. And she'll definitely be looking for some heat.
Lawson in the hole. With Lee at first. And the windup from Titus.
And going for a breaking ball in the dirt that time after a couple of high pitches, changing the eye level for the hitter. That was a good pitch, but great discipline.
And now Lawson. And she gets a nice shot out in right field. Tough call as to whether or not that was going to be caught. But the right fielder, Jaro, couldn't get to it. Lee makes it to second. Now we have a situation with runners on first and second and no outs for the Vikings.
And we're gonna...
And now we have the Vikings standing in their dugout.
And now we're gonna... The question is, will they bunt the two runners over, or will they take the same approach as San Mateo and let them swing away?
Well, up at the plate we have Cisneros.
And it doesn't look like they're gonna bunt, so...
Going for broke.
And Lee has a lot of speed, and if she reads a hit right away, she can definitely score from second base.
Now this would be a situation that you might consider a bunt with no outs especially, but swinging away is Cisneros with the ball that falls in. Ball that falls in, and again the question of the ball gets away, but covering at the plate is Titus. So Taylor Doy trying to track that ball down without Titus covering there. The opportunity for Lee to score was open. But now we've got a real situation here with bases loaded and no outs.
And it looks like the coach is going to go out there and talk with the pitcher about this situation. Both coaches actually are going out there to talk with their respective players about this situation. This could decide the game and possibly the league title right here.
So good stuff on MCTV Sports. This game has gone back and forth with some great pitching. We're seeing some timely hitting right now from the Vikings. 3 singles in a row. And we'll see how Titus responds in a bit of a spot. With the bases loaded, you got to play in on the corners. First and third is in for the Bearcats.
It looks like they're playing their infield in, so
one shot out of the outfield.
They're gonna, if they get a ground ball in the infield, they're gonna look to go at home.
And that's a shot out to center field. One run will come in. This game is tied. The throw comes in, and the Vikings stay alive.
And that was a great at-bat, not trying to do too much with that pitch, just go up the middle. And now the Vikings have their big hitter up with the bases loaded and nobody out for a chance, with a chance to win this game and get a share of that title. So
4 singles in a row for the Vikings. And what a turnaround in this bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch in from Titus is high. She's got to throw strikes here now with the bases juiced.
Well, she's got to be careful with her pitches. She doesn't have the avenue the freedom to mess around a little bit with the corners, but.
So Stanley hits it high, and that ball is dropped. Play at home plate, and that's out. The Vikings win. The Vikings win the ball game, and that's going to do it for a share of the league title. And what a way to end the season for the Mills Vikings. Disappointment for the Bearcats, but they still share a part of the league title. And what an exciting way for us to end our season at MCTV Sports.
And that's incredible. That's about as intense as you can get.
You know, fantastic coverage here. And we'd like to thank our whole crew at MCTV, not just for today's game, but for a great season of sports. And what a fitting ending for this game. Well played, well pitched, good hitting, exciting. It's been a real pleasure being here today with you, Justin. My co-commentator, Justin Hui.
And it's definitely been a lot of fun, and you know, we got a great game. It was, I mean, this was basically a playoff game here, and it definitely came down. You know, any game that comes down to the end is definitely exciting to see, but one with the implications as this one is there's no better game to end the season with.
So a three-way tie at the top for the Vikings and the Bearcats, sharing the title with Terra Nova. For all of us here at MCTV Sports, for our directors, Jeff McGinnis and Randy Sahai, our camera operators, Andy Chan, Gabriel Salazar, Ann Simmons, my co-commentator, Justin Hui. This is Andy Pittman from MCTV Sports saying, thanks a lot for watching, and good night, everybody.